there folks, welcome you all to yet another vlog of mine. It is Flagons Up Friday. Flagons Up to you all. Not only is it Flagons Up Friday, but here in the UK it is a bank holiday weekend, which means to the rest of the world who don't have bank holiday weekends, which I'm sure you do, it basically means we get Monday off and we still get paid, which is absolutely amazing. And before we get going, I'm going to have a sip of this. You know I'd buy you one if I could. Very nice indeed. I thought I'd move around in this vlog. The last few vlogs I've done, I've been sat on the couch behind me, just, you know, not looking very exciting or interesting. The sun has decided to come out. It's blazing out there. The grass has been cut. We're looking very nice for the weekend. It's kind of cloudy, but the sun's broke through, so I'm not quite at sitting out stage yet, but it is glorious. It's a really beautiful day, and it's warm nonetheless. So it's been quite nice. I've actually been sat behind me here, and I was playing, not the electric guitar, which is this way, which you'll all have seen before, but I've been playing the acoustic. Funnily enough, when I had Jack for that month that I had him, and even before then, I hadn't touched the guitar for ages. Anyone following the channel knows that I started dabbling in a few music videos just to show my progress at playing guitar, and it's been really more off than on of recent years. Of recent months, I should say. So, I mean, I was literally, like, not back to square one, but not a lot of stuff I'd forgotten. You know, I just tried to play a song there that I thought I knew off, you know, off the top of my head, and I had to get the music notes out. Which, as it happens, is Baby Can I Hold You Tonight, Tracy Chapman, which is a beautiful song to play. The chords are really simple, and the verses are really easy to remember, because they're all the same outside of I love you, or I am sorry, or, you know, or forgive me. That's it. You've got the three different lines that slot in between all the rest of the words that stay the same. But it is the most gorgeous of songs. Wonderful, wonderful songwriter, Tracy Chapman. And I'm sure that she's done, well, I've got her greatest hits. I'm not overly sure how many albums she did, but back in the day, all of those songs that she wrote, Cars and all that sort of stuff, absolutely amazing. So yeah, this is just another song I was playing. I have also been playing, and I might treat you to it at some point, I'm sure you'll be dying to hear it, was the chords to Game of Thrones, which is, funnily enough, like, it's quite easy to play, and all the chords are quite bog standard chords. There's probably about 7 chords in there or something, but I've kind of got this image in my head of doing something a bit more with it than just strumming away at it. So it's not me picking the tune, I'm just strumming it. But it's quite fun to play. And when you sort of, you can't sing Game of Thrones, can you? So you sort of humming it to yourself as you're playing it. But it's such a brilliant piece of music, Game of Thrones. Absolutely fantastic. Shall we talk about some gaming stuff? As we're a gaming channel, people. So again, once again, it is it's more of an update than anything else, because there's not a huge amount going on in the gaming world. This whole, like, you know, there is still the exclusive PS4 games coming out, which we're all waiting for. We don't know what the dates of them all are, and, you know, so there's that still to happen. But there's nothing overly exciting happening at the moment. We know that their sort of thoughts are now toward the new gen of console, but we're not going to see those until earliest next year. So, you know, E3's coming up, and I'm wondering just what the buzz is going to be, because personally, I'm not that arsed about CD Projekt Red's new one, Cyberpunk. I'm not, but I mean, I've seen the gameplay footage, and it's really not going to be for me, that at all. You know, it's not my kind of game. I'm an RPG guy more than anything else, and there's a few games that will take me off of that, and it's usually horror-y type stuff. So I'm yet to see what game's going to excite me about E3. I'm kind of hoping there's going to be like a massive surprise. Like, I would love it if Microsoft, because PlayStation aren't pitching up, and I think they're doing what Nintendo do, they're going to show like a pre-recorded video, like Anyone Cares. But I'm kind of hoping that Xbox just kind of explode with this, like, this is what the Xbox 2 is going to be, and just, you know, blow us away with this amazing console, which would be amazing. But I can't see it. And not that we need a new console, it's just that we need something to get excited about, because there's nothing giving me a buzz at the minute at all. And the enjoyment I'm getting from gaming at the minute, as you can see from what I'm posting up, is, well, there's two things I'm playing from last gen, which is Kingdoms of Amalur. Yes, I know I've not recorded any, this week, but I will record more. I'm back on. I've hooked up the PS3 and I've been giving you Game of Thrones on the PS3 to just because it was the big finale of Game of Thrones. I wanted to do something with it, and I've still got my entire PS3 collection and my PS3 Slim, and I've got the PS3 Slim, which is the really the one that, well, I might be able to show you actually. It's just here. See if we can get it in shot here. So I've got it balanced on its side here. So I've got the nice PS3 Slim before they made it a sort of very cheap and nasty type of thing. It's very difficult actually to do this front facing thing when you so it's kind of hooked up. It's hooked up at the side of the TV there. Sort of balancing on its side. I don't have a stand for it. I've ordered one. I ordered one on Amazon, and little did I know that it was coming from bloody Hong Kong or something. It only cost £3. It was free delivery, and it's going to take about 4 weeks to get here. Now, how on earth do they make money off of that? If I'm not paying for delivery and they're shipping it from Hong Kong to here, or China to here, how has that made them any money? I don't understand, people. Somebody tell me. Somebody explain to me how that works financially, because I don't get it. I might have got it if I was ordering 3,000 of the damn things, but I've only ordered one. It was literally like £3.50 or something. Anyway, it's more than happy on its side there. I just thought I would get a side stand for it just to protect it more than anything else. But it's still, it is still probably I don't know. The Xbox One X is, I love that console. I really do. I love the design of it and the shape of it and everything about it, really. So I would put it on par with that. But up until that, it was still my favourite console. Just beautiful. I loved that. It was just had a touch of class about it, that PS3 Slim. It really did. I loved it, people. And I've still got my 360 in the attic as well, but because of the back compat program, I've not had any reason to bring that down, other than quite some time ago I put up some Kingdoms of Amalur footage before it went back compat. And then obviously when back compat kicked in, we've done what we have, people. I think we're on episode 50 gazillion or something. 58 was it? I can't remember now. But a lot of episodes, and there'll be more to come. So yeah, my interests have kind of... They're kind of more like... I mean, even Path of Exile that's not a new gen game. That's a PC game that was ported over. And that's been going since 2013. So the stuff that's piquing my interest isn't really new gen. It's all from last time. And I think that says a lot about what they've brought us this generation of console, because I did a vlog not long ago about whether or not last gen or this gen's games were better. Something like that. And I rattled through and I was showing off the boxes and cases of all the games and the back compats and the games that I was kind of comparing. Like, you can't tell me there's been games as good as last gen. This gen. The quality of them, fine. The graphics, fine. The 1080p, fine. But you can't tell me that the games, the quality of idea of game and the quality of gaming in itself has been as good as last gen. For me, it hasn't been. For me, this gen has been soaked in MMO stuff that nobody really wanted. I mean, I get that I'm saying nobody really wanted. That's not true, is it? I mean, Fortnite's probably the most popular game at the moment still. And PUBG was big for a bit, and COD's still doing well. I get that. I get the online thing. I do. I get it. But the whole MMO thing has just been... I mean, we've got to talk about Anthem. Anthem has now lost its entire audience. And I don't know how that game is going to save itself, because it has lost all of its players because they launched a product that wasn't finished. They kind of said, it's fine, we'll do what Destiny did. Destiny got away with it in a massive way, because they were kind of at the early doors of all of that stuff. But Anthem should have learned a huge lesson from that, and they didn't. They launched a game with nothing to do in it. People were bored out of their minds after about 3 hours of gameplay, and, well, a bit harsh maybe, but you know what I mean. There wasn't enough to do in the world. There was loads of bugs. There was, like, BioWare, like, they walked into it knowing fine well that it was... For me, they should have known fine well that that reaction was going to happen. And that just kind of sums up this gen for me. It's been all about doing MMO type stuff, getting people to buy in game, and it's all about cashing in, loot boxes, all this sort of stuff. And it's really, really taken away from the gaming experience for me. And the only people that have kind of saved us from it on a regular-ish basis has been Sony, because their exclusives have never asked that of us. Their exclusives have always been a single-player experience. You know, you from everything from Horizon Zero Dawn to God of War to, I mean, Spider-Man to everything's been a big open game, but it's been a game that we don't have to do all that buying online, MMO, people being in my game, like none of that. Like, so the only escape we've had from it has been their exclusives. I mean, okay, Microsoft have had theirs as well, to be fair, with, well, yeah, there was loads of them. There was Sunset Overdrive and all that at the beginning, and there was Halo, and there was Gears of War 4, forgetting where we are now, 4. And so they have had their exclusives as well, which hadn't asked that of us. But generally, cross-platform wise, it's been a bit of a disappointment, and the companies have been far, far, far too keen to say, do you know what we should make? We should make one of these, because people will just keep buying shit from us over and over again. And it's just destroyed this gen for me to some degree. You know, I mean, we've not had one Skyrim game this generation other than a port from the last one. All right, we've got a Fallout, you know. Last gen, to be fair to last gen, it was around a lot longer than so far. But even still, you know, we got, well, the amount of games we got through last gen was by far more. But I think the quality of the ones that came out was better. And I'm trying to think, I was going to give an example there, and I thought, that's probably not true. But it is, because we got Fallout 3 and we got Skyrim in the same generation of console. And we've only had one major. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to include Fallout 76 because it's bollocks, that game. And it was another, of the example I've just given, a company that thought, I know how we can cash in on the Fallout franchise. Let's get people into this game where they all play together and they can buy loads of shit from us online. And it's just like, you know, that time should have been spent making the next Elder Scrolls game for me. Like, there was no need whatsoever for that Fallout game at all. Absolutely none. And mark my words, in 2 or 3 years' time, no one will even remember that. Well, they'll remember it, but they will not be playing it. Whereas if you look at something like Skyrim, we're still playing it now. You know, whatever it is, 10 years later, it's been out for bloody God knows how long. So, you know, nobody's going to be caring about Fallout 76. They might play Fallout 4 in 5 years' time. They're not going to be playing Fallout 76. So, you know, I think the whole thing's just been, you know, we got a Dragon Age game, to be fair, which was great. I loved it, and I still wasn't as close to my heart as Origins, but it was you know, it was a shit ton better than 2 was. It was a great open world, gave us lots to do. There's a great story in there. And Dragon Age 4 is being worked on, so, you know, so we can look forward to that. At least, I mean, that might be BioWare. I mean, I'm worried for BioWare, to be fair, because if that's the flop that it has been, but it sold half the amount of copies that they wanted to in the first place, and the people that have bought it are pissed off and don't want to play it anyway. So, you know, their big plan of people buying stuff online is all gone out the window. But yeah, the one thing that might save them is a fantastic Dragon Age game, and if they start looking back at Mass Effect again, because Mass Effect must have held them up for a long time. So, and obviously Mass Effect Andromeda didn't do, I mean, that was a fucking clusterfuck as well, wasn't it? They've not done well this gen, have they? They have a clusterfucking bloody Mass Effect Andromeda, then they have a clusterfucking Anthem. I mean, what on earth have they done this gen that has got anybody excited apart from nothing at all? So Dragon Age is the God help us, that game needs to be good. And I don't know, like, I think maybe is the problem the fact that the people that made all these great games are no longer there? I don't know. I mean, I suspect that maybe they aren't. And that's where the problem's arising from. I should get my face in the sun, really, shouldn't I? I mean, you know, soft lighting is actually my friend at this age, people. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent. The point was that the things I'm playing aren't new gen games at all, really. So it's become apparent to me that this era of gaming hasn't really excited me to the point where the last era did, and I'm hoping that maybe the next gen of gaming, they might have learnt some lessons and they might start building games that we're a bit more keen on, because I think without any doubt, the single player games have been completely forgotten about almost in this gen, so far as cross-platform goes. It's always got to have an online element, which is a bit of a shame, really. I mean, I get why they're doing it. I mean, they do it because they see Fortnite and stuff doing one, and they think, well, we've got to do that because that's where the gazillions of pounds are. But do we want to make good games, or do we want to make games where people are just buying shit in them, but not necessarily thinking they're great games? I don't quite get it. I don't quite get where the industry's heading if that's the case. But, you know, there has been some good games, though. I mean, God of War is a prime example of it, but it's the exclusives that have kind of saved it for me. Trying to think of a cross-platform that's kind of, you know, to be fair, the Divinities are kind of studios that are not the massive studios, and the ones that respect what they're trying to make. So, you know, they might be the companies that kind of turn it around for us a little bit. So anyway, the more RPGs the better for me. But there you are. So anyway, I've done with that rant now. But yeah, so basically all I've been recording this week has been, well, as you've seen, I've been putting up 2 videos a day for you. They've not been the most popular videos in the world, but, you know, I mean, the views on them are quite low. But I've been enjoying Game of Thrones so much that I just wanted to keep going because I want to see the story through. Because I haven't ever seen the story through because I didn't finish it when I first played it. Way back when, and I'm really enjoying it. Like, you know, there's more story than action most of the time, but because it's Game of Thrones and it's a great story they've written, I just want to see how it pans out. So I've been playing Game of Thrones and recording that for you. There's still 2 episodes of that to come up. I think one of them comes up tomorrow, one of them comes up on Sunday or Monday, one or the other. And you've got the big finale of Diablo to come, which I think gets posted up on, I think that's Sunday morning that gets posted up. If it's a big episode, that it's 2 hours long, because I wasn't quite sure when things were going to end while I was playing it, so I just sort of kept going. Bloody hell, my arm's killing me. Keep swapping arms, people. What else did we do? I recorded 3 parts of Path of Exile last night with the Templar. You got 2 of those today, and there'll be another one, I think, Sunday. Did I just say 3 games? I've forgotten what I posted up on what day now. But you basically got 2 tomorrow, 2 on Sunday, 2 on Monday. I think that's how I did it. Oh no, 1 on Sunday, because I think Sunday's the Diablo Mega Edition. So it was like 2 hours of the damn thing. So I think there's 2 tomorrow, 1 on Sunday and 2 on Monday. So you've got loads of videos to come over the next few days. And you've got 2 Path of Exiles today with the Templar. So there's 1 more of those to come over the weekend. And so we've done Path of Exile, we've done Diablo, you've got another one of those to come, we've got Game of Thrones, one of them to come, and Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning on the Xbox One X, as I like to shout when I'm recording it. I will record more of that next week. So, I don't know, I mean, it's like, I don't know whether I spread myself too thin, I don't know whether you guys get annoyed when you're still waiting for episodes to come, or whether you don't mind and you just wait for them, but I feel like if I post 2 videos a day, it's not enough time for people to keep caught up, and the views are much less. If I posted half of those videos this week, I think each video would have had more views. So I don't really know what the best thing to do is. I feel like more content is better, and people will just catch up when they catch up. So although the figures aren't great on them now, maybe they'll pull back later on. So there you are. You can let me know in the comments below whether you're happy for me pushing up that much content, or whether you'd rather I did it more slowly and posted 1 up a day so you can keep up, or whether I'm not playing something you want me to play. I know Naomi said to me last week that she wanted me to finish Resident Evil, and I have taken that on board, Naomi. You can guarantee it, and I will try and record the end of that game. I don't think we were too far from the end, to be fair, so we could do with seeing Claire's story through. So I will try and do that for you, I promise, even though there wasn't many viewers on it. That wasn't why I'd stopped recording it, to be fair. It was only because other stuff came along. It's just time, but I'm one man, people, you know. I'm one man who needs his beer. I think I might sit down again now. Oh, I've got my Final Fantasy IX t-shirt on. You can't see it when I'm holding the camera this close to me. You can see it when I'm doing the proper vlogs on the other camera in the other room. We haven't done a vlog on the big camera for ages. It's just so easy to do this when I'm looking out into the garden and, you know, chilling out here. So setting everything up with the microphone and all that. I mean, it's not, you know, I only have to set the camera up and just hit record on both things, but it's just nicer out here, that's all. And this is why we bought this phone, after all, people. I invested in the iPhone 7 so I could do ad hoc videos like this. So there you are. I think I think that's probably it. I don't think we have much more to talk about. I think for those who, and I don't put any comments below with spoilers in them, but I put a poll up this week as to who had enjoyed the end and the last season of Game of Thrones and how it ended. And it was about 17 votes, I think, but it was 70% were disappointed, 30% were happy or more than happy. So it was a fairly, there has been a bit of a backlash with it. To be fair, I'm not overly sure why people are so surprised, because the ending for me was coming a mile off. I don't know why. I don't know why people are so surprised or disappointed, because that's the ending I thought was going to happen. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it or give any spoilers away. But I was more than happy with the ending because I saw it coming. Was it a bit rushed? Probably. I think a lot of the gripes have been we could have done with another series to actually stretch out and give it a bit more depth as to certain things that happened would then have been better done. But you know, it was fine. I had no problem with it at all, and it was nice to see it closed off properly, and it was nice to see it come to its conclusion. And I'd be interested to see what they do with the spin-off series and stuff, which are all set about 5,000 years beforehand, so none of these characters will be in them. But yeah, I was more than happy. So, you know, I can't vote in my own poll, so my vote isn't in there. And there you are. But that's just my opinion. I stand alone, people. I often do. I'm one of the few people on the planet that like the ending of Lost, so... you know, but I know I stand alone. So, there you are. There is nothing else in the world of gaming I don't think I have to talk about. It was it, really. I just wanted to give you a little update. Should we try and squeeze another Flaggins up in? Flaggins up to you all. Leave in the comments below anything at all to do with what I've just rambled on about. And as I say, if there's... I'm keen to hear from you about the content I'm putting up and as to whether or not you think... There's a reason that I don't finish Let's Plays a lot, and it's not because I can't be asked, it's because I see the viewing figures falling and falling and falling and falling, and I think, well, clearly people don't want to see it, so I then just move on and try and find something new that might bring some interest back to the channel. Or there is I apologise, I can't remember who it was that said that they wanted me to play it. It might have been Tim Ski, it might have been somebody else, but somebody wants me to have a look at Chaos Bane, which is out on the 3rd of June. So I have been looking at it. For those interested in buying it, it's a full price game. So most places have got it at about £45, £48, which is what they are now, sadly. But one place that did have it at £38 was the Game Collection online. And I've used them umpteen times. They're a great place to use. So if you want it for 38 quid, you can go and buy it now. It's another dungeon looter type thing, but much like, you know... I don't know if it's as in-depth as... It's not as in-depth as Path of Exile, I'm pretty sure. But it's, you know, along the same lines as that as Diablo and what have you. So if you're interested in that kind of RPG, Chaos Bane is coming on the June the 3rd. I have taken note of that comment. I am looking at it. And if I feel like it's the right time to play it and I feel like people are going to be interested in it on the channel, then I will do. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to play Chaos Bane. You may not even know of his existence, but again, it's something that's come from PC over. I watched a few people that had played the beta. I think it was on the one I watched was the beta on the PC, I think, and they weren't overly impressed the first time they played it. There was loads of stuff that needed fixing in it, and then the guy I was watching later on, he said that they'd fixed a lot of the stuff that was an aggravation or made it boring, and they kind of made it more exciting and stuff. So it had looked like they'd done a lot of work on it to make it a lot better. So it'll be interesting. I might wait to see a review before I buy it, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see if they've put one of these things on it where they can't put it, reviews up until the day, which a lot of them do now. But there you are. Flaggins up to you all, people. I hope you have a lovely weekend. For those of you in the UK, I hope you have a lovely extended weekend. To those of you in the United States of America, I don't even know if you do bank holidays, because I think the way that America works is if you take a day off at all as a person, the country will break. You're not allowed to have time off. It's the country where you work or you just lay about. And you're not worth being there. So if you're not working, just get out. Seems to be the American philosophy. You can tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe you do have bank holidays. But as far as I'm aware, you get Thanksgiving and you get Christmas Day and you get New Year's Day. I think that's it. I think that's the 3 you get. But we get loads over here. Not that I'm rubbing it in or anything. It's good to be British, people, eh? Right, that is it. Did I say it already? Flang's up to you all. I'll have a sip before I go. Have a good weekend, and I shall be back next week with more videos and possibly another vlog. Take it easy, folks. Bye.